Hey guys, Jack here, and today we're going to be talking about Nintendo, specifically their new console codenamed the NX, which is due to be released in March of next year if it's on schedule. Today, Eurogamer posted an article which I'll link in the description below, claiming that multiple sources had come to them with the same information about this new product. Take it all with a pinch of salt though, but if you follow gaming news websites, you'll know that similar rumours have been doing the rounds for the last few months now about the design of the NX, but as always, do take it with a pinch of salt, but I think it's legit and correct information. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here. Nintendo's upcoming NX will be a portable handheld console with detachable controllers. On the move, it will function as a high-powered handheld console with its own display. We've heard the screen is bookended by two controller sections on either side, which can be attached or detached as required. Then when you get home, the system can connect to your TV for gaming on the big screen. A base unit is used to connect the brain of the NX within the controller to display on your TV. So it's an interesting concept. Seems like an evolution of what they're trying to do with the Wii U, but the other way around. But is this a good idea, and do people actually want a product like this? Well, I'm going to give my opinion on these rumours, but again, keep in mind I haven't seen this console. I'm going to make a lot of assumptions. I don't know much about it apart from what I've read online from rumours or leaks. So this is me giving my ignorant knee-jerk reaction to the idea behind it, the concept of it, if it's true for a Nintendo console. And I'm going to sound a bit selfish because I'm also going to be talking about what I want from a new Nintendo console, and also why I think the idea of the NX that's come out today is gimmicky and won't be successful at all. I could be completely wrong, but whatever, here goes. On the surface, it looks like Nintendo is going for a mobile console that has its own screen. You can take it outside with you and play by yourself or locally with a friend. Then when you get home, you can plug it back into your TV for the full home console experience. Now, I see a few problems with this. Firstly, I'm assuming this thing will be larger than a DS, let's say. I'm thinking thick tablet size, maybe a little bit bigger than something like the Nvidia Shield tablet. And I'm talking about the bit that you undock from the base station. It was also revealed that the NX will be powered by Nvidia X1 Tegra graphics, plus the controllers, and you're looking at carrying around a console that probably doesn't fit into your pocket, and you'll also need a bag for it. That sounds pretty awkward to me, and who's going to want to do that? Second problem, online play. Online multiplayer is huge now for modern games. Even Nintendo titles nowadays have multiplayer. And with this being a console or a tablet style device, I'm assuming it won't have 4G connectivity. That would just be done for a console because of pay-as-you-go costs, phone contracts, etc. That's an extra cost for parents buying this for kids or for people buying it for themselves. It's possible, yes, you can get this kind of thing on tablets like iPads, but is it likely to happen? No, I don't think it is. So if you're outside or somewhere that doesn't have a Wi-Fi network that you can connect to, you're stuck to single player games or local multiplayer. Third problem, does anyone really want to play AAA console games outside anyways? If I'm playing a new staple Mario or Zelda game, I'll tell you what, I want to be in my lounge wearing pyjamas, staring at a 50-inch TV and taking it all in with some epic surround sound and some popcorn. I don't want to be squinting at a small screen outside on a park bench trying to find some shade without sun glare. Who plays console games like that? No one does, as far as I know. Also, is undocking the system from the base station going to reduce its power to save battery life and performance? Does that mean that when you're playing outside away from your home that the games are going to look worse? Are they going to run at lower frames per second? It probably does. Fourth problem, mobile phones. Mobile phones have killed handheld gaming. They've wiped it away as far as I'm concerned, especially in Western audiences. Yes, in Japan, the 3DS still dominates, and last year it was the best-selling console over there, but that's only one territory, and in Japan, handhelds and console sales have actually been on decline since 2007, and in 2014, they reached their lowest ever numbers. Guess what happened in 2007 and 2008? The iPhone was released. We've already got mini computers in our pockets that can play modern games and are fully customizable. Look at Pokemon Go, the perfect example for Nintendo. Look at games like Angry Birds, Clash of Clans, Mobile Strike. Why are games like that successful? Well, for Pokemon Go, duh, it's Pokemon. But something that all of these games have in common is that they're very simple and addictive, and they're games that you can play on your phone at a second's notice. You get your phone out of your pocket, unlock it, open the app, and you're good to go. And then, you know what, when you're done with it, you just put it back in your pocket. It's a distraction for a few minutes when you're on a break at work, if you're out for a run, if you're waiting at a bus stop, if you're waiting for a train. It's the simplicity and ease of use that makes mobile games on mobile phones so successful. And you're online too because of phone networks and 4G. So you can interact with other people, you can share your achievements, you can play with them, you can screenshot your phone and tweet about the bitching CP5000 Gyarados that you just caught. Mobile gaming and console gaming are just two separate things now, in my opinion, and you know what? I'm okay with that. One of them you do from home with all of the bells and whistles. It's like having a whole cake and devouring it. The other, mobile gaming, it's a slice of the cake which you can put back in the fridge and maybe finish it off later. Personally, handheld consoles are dead to me at this point. I haven't used them for ages, and I don't know any of my friends that have one and still use it. It's literally been years. I feel like handhelds back in the day, like the Game Boy and like the DS, were popular because mobile phone technology back then, when they came out, was really lacking compared to them. So if you were a kid in a car or a long journey, you'd whip out the Game Boy, or if you were on a lunch break at school, you could play DS for a bit. But nowadays, every kid has a phone, and you can do so much more on them so much quicker. You can play games, you can watch YouTube videos, you can go on Twitter, Facebook. There's just so many more distractions and forms of mobile entertainment now than there ever was with handheld consoles back in the day when they were sought after. But nowadays, really, handheld consoles pale in comparison to what you can do on phones and are much bigger too. Fifth problem, isn't this just Nintendo repeating their mistakes from the past and not really learning from them? The Wii U objectively was a failure. Poor sales and a lack of respect from gamers. It's Nintendo's slowest ever selling console. It didn't do anything better or more appealing than other consoles. The gimmicky control screen just wasn't interesting enough. Yeah, you could play from a smaller screen on the gamepad as a supplement to the main display, but how many people actually did that? It was an underpowered console too that had few quality first-party titles, but barely any decent third-party ones. And by the sound of it, the NX is just the same concept but in reverse. Let's take a look at the PSP and Vita, for example. They had remote play for PS3 and PS4 too, and they stopped making the PSP in 2014. Maybe people just aren't interested in taking real console games and putting them on small screens. And also, according to the Eurogamer article, the NX will use its own custom operating system and have cartridges as well for the games as digital downloads. But the cartridges are limited to 32 gigabytes. That doesn't sound like a lot, does it, from modern game perspectives? Let's take a look. Halo the Master Chief Collection, 62 gig, GTA 5, 49 gig, Black Ops 3, 47 gig, Just Cause 3, 42 gig. So if these rumours are true, it's once again another Nintendo console that isn't very friendly to third-party developers. It looks incredibly unappealing to them, and they won't develop games for it. A kid-friendly image, lack of the big third-party titles, another reason why the Wii U failed. Oh, and by the way, based on the specs and operating system they're using, apparently that means that backwards compatibility will not be possible on this new console. So who is this new console for then? I'm going to be naughty and hypothesize and put people in groups here, but whatever. Dare I use the phrase of those that call themselves hardcore gamers? You know, the COD, Halo, Gears of War crowd. Nah, I don't think they would buy it over an Xbox or PS4. No chance. The shiny graphics and third-party titles just won't be there. The average gamer, let's say someone who comes home from work and likes to fire up a console, play some single-player games, maybe some light multiplayer, maybe a few of them, yeah, but they've probably already got one of the two consoles that I just mentioned and don't care about the mobile remote play. Die-hard loyal Nintendo fans, yeah, they'll definitely buy it. Kids, well, I bet that's where Nintendo are hedging their bets with the NX. Make it a family-friendly, on-the-move mobile console. But honestly, I don't think kids care about that anymore as much as Nintendo think they do when they've all got supercomputers and a wealth of entertainment in their pockets on mobile phones. It just feels like another underpowered, gimmick Nintendo console to me based on these rumours and leaks. And the way I see it, there isn't a big enough market left out there for a product like this. Okay, what do I want then? I can't just sit here and complain without making a few suggestions, right? Well, you know what? I love Nintendo. I grew up with them on SNES, Game Boy, N64, GameCube. I had all of those consoles. I was one of those Nintendo was the best kids. Played the crap out of Mario Kart, Yoshi's Island, Castlevania, Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, Smash Bros, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, all the classics. I was lucky enough to lend a PlayStation from a friend too for prolonged periods of time, but I always went back to the N64 and the Nintendo consoles. They just had more colour, magic and creativity in them for me. But then after after the initial hype of the Wii died out and the Wii U, I just stopped caring, and in my opinion ever since, I've watched Nintendo make wrong move after wrong move. What I want is to see Nintendo come out with a powerful console that's on par with the new PlayStation 4K and the Xbox Scorpio. I want to see Zelda and Mario at insane graphics and frame rates. I want the developers to have access to more CPU power and memory so they can innovate and create those brilliant first-party Nintendo games with more scale, detail and depth. And this console would also have backwards compatibility. You'd be able to play SNES games, N64 games, GameCube games, Wii games, and it would use x86 64 architecture, so devs would easily be able to work with it. And it would also have online play and a decent online store, and the biggest third-party devs would make their games for it. That's what I want to see from Nintendo now. I want them to go back and focus on just building a modern, beefed-up console that's got kick-ass games on it and doesn't come with some gimmicky controller or feature. Bring it back to what made Nintendo so great in the first place, the games, the first-party titles that we're so passionate about. I think a rebrand of their original core values would go a long way, modernise the image of the company, make it more appealing to adults and teenagers as well as kids. They've already got that kid-friendly market under wraps. Look at the mini SNES that they've just announced. It's a console that, guess what, plays games. You plug it into your TV and it has controllers. Everyone's got mad for it, and I'm scratching my head wondering why Nintendo still haven't done that for a new flagship console. It just baffles me. Perhaps Nintendo were worried that they won't be able to compete with Microsoft and Sony now, especially in Western audiences where they need to win people back. But you know what? I think they're wrong. I think if they had that kind of console that could offer top quality first party Nintendo games that looked incredible, as well as the third party titles that the Xbox and PS4 offer with the same graphics, frame rates and online features, plus a massive library of backwards compatibility, I know for a fact that I'd buy that console, and I know a lot of other people that would too. But sadly, based on the Eurogamer articles and leaks for the NX that they've covered, would I buy the NX if I was a consumer? No chance, it's just another mistake for me. But then again, I could be completely wrong and all of this information is made up or false, and the last 10 minutes have been a complete waste of time, and perhaps I shouldn't make so many assumptions. With that said, thanks for watching guys, let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down, and I'll see you in the next one.